Okay, let's move straight to our next conversation. A healthy society is a thriving one, and putting healthcare first is a step in the right direction. The governor of Borno State, Professor Babagana Zulum, seems to agree as healthcare takes the largest share in the proposed 584 billion naira 2025 appropriation bill. Health allocation, which is 15.39% of the total budget, will be used for the construction of an orthopedic hospital in Maiduguri, establishment of general hospitals in Magumeri, Gubio, Azare, Uba, Dikwa, Kaleri, and Mafa, as well as rehabilitation of hospitals in Baga and Mulai. Now let's share the story of TVC News Jesse Tafida with you.
It's that time of the year when the executive presents its budget to the legislature for approval. Governor Babagana Zulum makes his entry into the State House of Assembly. The governor admitted during the budget presentation that it reflects his administration's 10-pact development agenda, which aims to provide hope to survivors of the 13-year insurgency.
Let me reiterate that this is the time for all of us to unite for a prosperous Borno State. This is the time to collectively optimize emerging opportunities in a rapidly changing Borno State. Let us begin to rebuild our state with determination and optimism. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, we intend to continue with our policy on prudent management of resources, observance of due process, ensuring good value for money, completion of all ongoing projects, provision of basic infrastructure, general increase in agricultural production, improving commercial activities, youth empowerment, safeguarding lives and properties, job creation, and encourage a rapid increase in number of micro, small, and medium enterprises. It is very reassuring to note that this budget will focus on the following areas: security and stability, food security, economic recovery, infrastructural development, social services, and sustainability. Review of the 2024 fiscal budget.
According to Governor Zulum, measures have been taken to guarantee the project's successful execution and the coordination of developmental initiatives, one of which is ensuring efficient service delivery.
Together, we can drive sustainable growth, enhance public service, and ensure that no one is left behind. I want to assure you that, inshallah, all these promises that we made shall be kept. Together, we will achieve the recovery and continuity that our people deserve. Let me particularly use this opportunity to commend the members of the House of Assembly for the continued support that they have been rendering to the executive arm of this administration.
The cordial working relationship and mutual understanding between the two arms of government have been instrumental in fostering Your Excellency's harmonious and productive governance of the state. This synergy reflects a shared vision and a collective responsibility toward advancing the welfare and the development of our state, setting back benchmark for good governance and effective service delivery. We assure you, Your Excellency, that the Honorable House is fulfilling of its duty, will give this appropriation bill an accelerated passage, inshallah, within the shortest possible time.
The Ministries of Health, Education and Works tops Governor Zulum's 2025 appropriation bill. The budget is tagged Budget of Recovery and Continuity.
As Governor Zulum's budget of recovery and continuity awaits second reading at the floor of the State Assembly, residents are hopeful that it will impact positively in their living conditions come 2025. Jesse Tafida, TVC News, Maiduguri.
All right, let's bring the conversation home. All right, Bikil, the health sector taking the lion's share in the budget. Why health? Why not security? Why health?
You know, Governor Zulum is an unusual governor. I don't think that in our country today you see a governor that in his budget has given the lion's share to health. You won't find any governor.
Not even at the federal level.
You won't find any governor like that. Health that we are not allocating enough to.
Exactly.
At federal level. But as far as he's concerned, he has built a lot. He has done a lot in the area of infrastructure. And he just thinks that, okay, at this time, let me focus on health. Okay. Borno State came first in Nigeria in the area of primary health care and got the winning prize, a lot of money in dollars. I do not remember, but I did a documentary. So he knows the value of focusing on health because the World Bank will also be keeping an eye on what they are doing, you know. So now he wants to focus a lot more on health because the health sector has suffered over the years. Secondly, there is a need to freshen up equipment in the health institutions in the state.
Okay.
And that can be really capital intensive. So what he's trying to do now is, okay, let's focus on not just building health institutions because he's built a lot. Okay. He built his first 100 days during the second term. He delivered primary health centers in several local governments within 100 days, from beginning to the end, equipped. I witnessed,
not just the building.
I witnessed the vice president witnessed it. He was asking, say, are you saying you did all of this in 100 days? Because we entered one of the wards. So the vice president was adjusting the bedspread. Okay. And said, are you saying all of this you did in just 100 days? And he said, yes. You know? So now, don't also forget the flooding that happened.
Yes.
Destroyed a lot of the equipment in their health institutions. So they are going to have to now focus on those health institutions, replace damaged equipment, rebuild some of them where necessary, because where flood waters had compromised the integrity of some of those buildings, they will need to be replaced. They will need to be rebuilt. Exactly. You know? Those buildings will be pulled down. Yeah. So definitely there is a lot of work in that health sector. And that's why it's looking in that direction. In the past, they will have spent a lot of money on security. Look at where he puts security. Because the war on terror is being won. Yes. Boko Haram no longer constitutes the kind of threat that it used to constitute. There was a time here that in 5 days of the week, Monday to Friday, we would be leading with security topics. Yeah. We'll be leading. Military here, attack, our soldiers killed here and there. Those things are not happening anymore. So he now wants to focus on other areas. And you can see agriculture, Borno State this year got tremendous yield from agriculture.
Despite the flood, despite the problems.
Yes. They got tremendous yield, and he wants to build on that. No, the flood thing was just, and it didn't affect everywhere anyway.
Yeah, it did.
Yes, it affected the state capital.
The state capital.
Because even the dam is not far away from the state capital.
Yeah.
Okay. So now he wants to focus on other areas and spend less on security, for example, and infrastructure, but he also is also focusing on education. He wants to take the these children off the streets, put them in schools, and make education free. In fact, the country director for World Bank was in Maiduguri today, and he was so happy with the governor, and he described him as one of the best governors in our country. He doesn't need to tell us. We know already. Because when the masses are fortunate to have the son of a poor man as governor, and that person chooses not to forget his
past. Yeah.
That's very key.
There's no way that the masses will not benefit.
Yeah.
This is a man who had to do kabu to sponsor himself through University of Ibadan. So why would he not remember his past?
Why will he not forget? Why will he?
That's why you see him, he mixes with them, he goes to give them money, Some of the things that he's doing that people are actually not even focusing on. Public transportation.
Yes.
They are going to buy more electric vehicles now, electric cars, electric buses, and they pay 100 naira per drop.
Per drop?
Yes.
No matter what.
It's been successful, so in this budget, they are going to add more of those electric buses and cars. So he's just focused on easing the pains of the ordinary man. I think that is where he's wrong. That is really where he's wrong.
On the issue of the budget, one major thing that affects budget performance is wastages. Is the governor prepared to plug all of those, wastage just so that the budget would perform exceedingly?
I believe that the governor, being the kind of a man he is, who has been a commissioner before, and everybody knows what he did as a commissioner. In fact, that was what led to his nomination as the governor and all that. So he knows what he's doing. And for me, I would say that budgeting is not usually the problem. It is facing it that is the issue.
Implementation.
You might give it the highest budget allocation, and the ministry begins to derail from what your vision is. But Governor Zulum, knowing who he is, I believe we will focus on that. He will, because you wonder why health. There is that saying that health is wealth. It is somebody that is healthy that will be able to defend the state or the country. Because when you focus on defense, but you have unhealthy citizens, how do you work with it? So I believe that the governor is going to focus very much on that issue of wastage, because that has always been the problem we have. And the man, being the kind of a man he is, when he was commissioner for rural infrastructure, what he did in that ministry, he made sure there was no wastage. And now as governor,
he will continue
and especially knowing that he has focused majority of his performance on health in the budget, he will not take his eye off the ball. I'm sure he's going to make sure that is...
All right, then. Well said. We need to go on this quick break, and when we return, the conversation continues.